Hello and welcome to the Critically Clueless. I'm a monk and today we are in Mountain Blade 2 Bannerlord, and this video is all about mercenaries. I'm going to be telling you why you should be in a mercenary, what you actually get from it, and what does it actually mean. And if this is the kind of content you want to see, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. Anyway, the video, mercenaries. Now, when you're very first starting out the game, being a mercenary, becoming a mercenary is a great way to earn a little bit of cash, kind of understand some of the core mechanics of the game. It is quite honestly one of the best and easiest ways to understand how certain mechanics within this game actually works. You get to kind of take a back seat and watch what happens. Basically, you get to fight for a lord within a kingdom. You get to join a kingdom, which is pretty sweet. However, you do actually have to be at least clan tier rank 1 in order to become a mercenary. So keep that in mind whenever you're looking at this. Next question, how do you become a mercenary? Well, it's quite simple. Find a clan that you actually want to join up with, or a kingdom you want to join up with, and have a little chat. You can tell them that you want to join their service, and you'll have two options. One, you can say that your sword is theirs, for the right sum, of course, meaning you're going to enroll as a mercenary. Now, the other option right there is pledging your allegiance to them, meaning you will become their vassal. That is a little bit different. We can do another video on that. However, if you're not a high enough tier rank, then that option will be grayed out or just won't be there for you. And after you are, after you have given your word and said that your sword's theirs for the right sum, then hey presto, you are now a member of their kingdom as a mercenary, of course. Now, it does mention how much you're going to get paid, and different kingdoms will pay different amounts. Now, when it comes to that pay, they're going to pay you based on the influence in which you have. And we'll talk about that a little bit later. Now, as you just saw, we now have access to the kingdom bar, which we didn't have beforehand. This is kind of your first insight into, what a kingdom even looks like, how it's managed, and the kind of extra options you're going to have once you either have your own kingdom or fully join a kingdom. I would recommend having a look at that page and what it has to offer, because like I said, becoming a mercenary in this game really is an insight into, what you're going to have to be doing in the future. You're going to be witnessing your kingdom kind of, winning over castles, winning over thieves and cities, and how that is kind of handed out as rewards in elections. You'll find out that, they are about to do the nominations, the voting for this castle. However, you will not be able to take part in it because you are only a mercenary, so you cannot get that castle. However, you can see how the clan is using their influence to bid for those things. Now, I mentioned influence once again. Now, you gain influence by doing things within your kingdom. If your kingdom is at war, then you then need to be going to war and helping them win those battles. If you run about in those large armies and do some absolutely amazing things on the battlefield, then you're going to earn bags and bags of influence. And influence is basically traded for money. So every time the quota is up, and boom, you get paid based on the amount of influence that you actually manage to bring in. Now, every time you get paid, your influence does decrease. So you need to constantly do things for the kingdom in order to keep that influence up, and of course, keep your paydays rolling in. Now, there's definitely some positives when it comes to becoming a mercenary within a kingdom. Like I said, it really is your first insight into a kingdom and how they are actually run. I quite like them for that reason. You can kind of like donate prisoners and that kind of thing. You also get calls when the leaders of that kingdom assemble armies as well. You can see where that's happening on the map, which I think is actually quite cool because it means you know where to look. However, when you do join up as a mercenary, when you do get involved into wars, bear in mind you're doing this at clan tier rank 1. You know, sometimes very, very early in the game, you don't have that many troops or that many parties to kind of rely on. You are vulnerable and you can accidentally run into extremely large armies. So keep that in mind when, you know, when you're doing this. I wouldn't just run around on a map knowing your clan, your kingdom is at war, and you could run into huge bloody armies. But it is also a great way to get some real combat experience fighting decent troops and actually earning good relationship with the kingdom in which you have joined. Remember, you are also going to be earning negative relationship with the enemies that you're going to be at war with, and you are also not in charge of when you make peace or if you make peace or what the next target is. So think about that. If you want to be settling down in that location long term, then joining up with that kingdom, unless you plan to pledge with that kingdom, may not be the best thing for you to do. As with anything in Bannerlord, it really is about thinking ahead, thinking 10 moves ahead rather than what's going to suit me right now. Now, being a mercenary can earn you some decent money and help you understand basic mechanics in the game. Absolutely fabulous for that reason. However, it does have some serious negatives as well. So keep that in mind. You can also end your mercenary contract whenever you want. You may earn some negative relations, but I found personally that in my game, I didn't earn any negative relationships for ending my mercenary contract, so that kind of suited me, meaning that I could join up, leave with multiple different kingdoms and find the one that suited me. I happened to leave when my kingdom was actually starting war with Valandia. Now, I quite like Valandia, and as I built up some really good relationships within Valandia, so I absolutely did not want to be battling them. So I made sure that I left so that way it didn't affect my relationships that I had built up. So make sure you do what's good for you and your playthrough. But there we go, guys. That is life as a mercenary. It's pretty straightforward. It's pretty simple. You do it to earn a bit of money and kind of learn the ropes, and it's a really good way to start, you know, learning to fight within those larger armies and very early in the game. These are kind of fights that you're not going to be able to do if you're starting your own kingdom for the first God knows how many hours in the game, because it's going to take you a long time to build up to that if you don't become a mercenary. But I hope this video has helped a little bit. I hope you guys have learned something or you just found it entertaining. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget we do have that active and growing Discord. Would love to see more Bannerlords players join. Come and say hi, and of course share your story and your adventures within Bannerlords. But until next time, I've been a monk, we've been Critically Clueless, and I will see you in the next video real soon. Until then, take it easy, and of course as ever, happy gaming.